This video looks at transfer test questions taken from past papers. We will look closely at mean, mode and median questions within transfer papers. Let's find out exactly what each of these terms mean. The mean. The mean is the average of a set of numbers, and we find the mean by adding all of the numbers and dividing by how many there were. For example, if I'm asked to find the mean of 5, 6 and 4, I would need to add all of the numbers, which would give me 15, and then I have to divide by how many there were, which was 3. So the average would be 5. For those set of numbers is 5. The mode. The mode is the most common value, the most common number in a list, the one that you see the most. The median is the middle value whenever you arrange them in order. And the range is simply the largest number and you subtract the smallest number. Here's a little rhyme that will help you to remember each of these terms because they can be confusing. Hey diddle diddle, the median's in the middle, you add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that appears the most and the range is the difference between. So once again, hey diddle diddle, the median's the middle and you add and divide for the mean. The mode's the one that appears the most and the range is the difference between. For a school project, children had to count the number of petals in 7 flowers. The number of petals on each of the 7 flowers is given below. 16, 17, 17, 18, 16, 16, 19. Calculate the mean, the average number of petals on a flower. Write your answer in the space below. So as we already talked about, to find the mean, our first step is to add all of the numbers. So we have to add 16, 17, 17, 18, 16, 16 and 19. So let's write ourselves a vertical sum to add up all of the numbers. Well, 16 and 16 is 32. 17 and 17 are 34. And I can add on 19, 18 and 16. So beginning with my units then. Working from the bottom, I'll go up. 6 plus 8 is 14. Plus 9 is 23. Plus 4 is 27, plus 2 is 29. And then adding my tens, 3 and 3 is 6, plus the 3 ones is 9, plus the 2 is 11. And my final step is to divide all of those numbers by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to divide 7 into 119. 7 into 1 does not go, 7 into 11 goes once with 4 remaining, and 7 into 49 goes 7 times. So my average then is 17. So remember, step 1, add up all the numbers. Step 2, divide your answer by how many numbers there were. The second part of the question, what is the range for the number of petals on a flower? Write your answer in the space below. Well, range is simply the biggest number, take away the smallest. The biggest in our list is 19, the smallest is 16, so our range is 3. Simon played a computer game. The computer game recorded his score each time he played it. He played the game 9 times. His mean, his average score was 12. The range of his score was 10 and his highest score was 16. So let's look a little bit more closely at his actual data and his scores that he got in playing the game. So we're told that he plays 9 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're told that his average, his mean is 12. So that's like scoring 12 in every game that he played. So he played 9 times and he got an average score of 12 each time. His range was 10 and the highest score was 16. First question wants us to work out his lowest score. So remember, the range is found by taking your biggest score and you're subtracting the smallest score. Well, we know that the range is 10. We are told that the highest score was 16, and we have to work out the smallest score. So 10 is equal to 16 take away something. Well, 16 take away 6 will give me 10. So 6 is my answer. And what was Simon's total score for the 9 games he played? Well, like we already discussed, he played the game 9 times. He got an average of 12 each time. So if you got 12 each time, and we're multiplying that by 9. 9 games, and he got 12 on each game. So 9 multiplied by 12. 9 times 2 is 18. 1 over 9 ones are 9, plus your 1 is 10. So his total score was 108 points. Ian selects 5 lines from a book. He counts the number of words in each line and he gets 5 numbers below. 17, 14, 20, 16 and 18. What is the average number of words in a line of the book? Write your answer in the space below. So again, step 1 is to add all of those numbers. So we've got our 20 plus 17 is 37. 14 plus 16 is 30. And we have to add on the 18. So remember, your first step to working out the mean is to add all of the numbers. 7, 0 and 8 is 15. 1 over 3, 3, 1 and 1 is 8. And step 2 is to divide your total, 85, by how many numbers there were. And there was 5 numbers. 5 and the 8 goes once, 3 over 5 and 35 goes 7 times. So the mean, the average, is 17 words. Question 2. Look again at the 5 numbers. What is their range? Again, range is the biggest, take away the smallest. The biggest number on that list is 20, smallest was 14, so the range is 6. In a mathematics quiz, 8 pupils achieved the following scores: 8, 9, 6, 4, 2, 3, 10 and 6. What is the mean, the average score, and the range of the 8 scores? So let's work out the mean first. So remember, step 1 is to add all of the numbers. So we can add up a few of these. So 10 and 9 will give me 19. 8 and 2 give me 10. 6 and 4 give me 10. 3 and 6 give me 9. So step 1 is to add up all those numbers. 9, 0, 0 and 9 is 18. 1 over 4 ones are 4. So there's my step 1. Step 2 is to divide my total by how many numbers there were. There are 8 pupils' scores, so I have to divide 8 into 48, which goes 8 times. So the mean, the average, is 8. Then the range, remember it's just the biggest, take away the smallest. So the biggest score, the largest score, is 10, and the smallest is 2. So the range, the answer is 8. The same pupils as in question 19, which was above, achieved the following scores in an English quiz: 3, 4, 9, 7, 4, 5, 6 and 6. How much smaller is the range of their English scores than the range of their mathematics scores? Okay, so we've got to work out the range in their English scores. So range, biggest, take away smallest. So the biggest score in the English quiz was 9. The smallest was 3. So the range is 6. So we're working at the difference between the two range scores. 1, 6. First one was 8. The difference between the two is 2. Just a little reminder of the terms in the rhyme that's going to help you to be able to recall them. Hey diddle diddle, the median's in the middle. You add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that appears the most, and the range is the difference between. Here is another exam-style question. You've got to calculate the mean and the range. I would like you to pause your video, work out your answers, then come back to check and see how you get on. Richard records how many miles he drives each day. The numbers below are recorded by Richard over 5 days. 32 miles on the first day, 30, 28, 32 and 33 miles on day 5. What is the mean, the average number of miles he travels each day? Write your answer in the space below. So remember, to work out the mean, our first step is to add all of the 5 numbers. We can add 28 and 32, which brings me up to 60. 33 and 32 brings me up to 65. And then add on the last 30. 0, 5 and 0 is 5, 6, 6 and 3 is 15. And step 2 is divide the number. So we have to divide 155 by 5. 5 into 1 does not go, 5 into 15 is 3 times, and 5 into 5 goes once. So he did an average of 31 miles each day. Second question, look again at the 5 numbers and work out the range. So remember, it's just simply the biggest, take away the smallest. So the biggest value up there is 33. The smallest value that we have to take away is 28. So the range gives us a difference of 5. At school, Audrey does a spelling test each day of the week. Her scores for 1 week are shown below. 5, 8, 6, 7 and 4. What is her mean, her average test score? Write your answer in the space below. Look again at Audrey's scores. What is the range? Write your answer in the space below. You can pause your video to work out the answer and come back and check to see if you got it correct. First part of the question then, we have to calculate the mean. So as we well know by now, that our first step in working out the mean is to add up all of the numbers. 6 plus 4 gives me 10. 7 plus 8 gives me 15. And then we still have the 5 to add on. 5, 5 and 0 is 10, 1 over, and 3 ones are 3. Step 1 is to add them, and step 2 is to divide by how many there are. So it is 30 divided by 5. 5 into 30 goes 6 times. So our mean, our average is 6. The range, the biggest, take away the smallest. Biggest number on that list is 8. Smallest is 4, so the range, the difference between those two, is 4. Mary practices the piano every day for 5 days. The number of minutes that she spends practicing each day is given below. 30 minutes on day 1, 20 on the second, 15, 45 and 40 minutes on day 5. What is the mean, the average amount of time that Mary spends practicing? Okay, so step 1 is to add up all of the numbers. 20 and 40 give me 60. 45 and 15 bring me up to 60. And we still have to add on the 30. 3 zeros are 0, 6, 6 and 3 is 15. Step 2 is to divide those numbers, the total of those numbers, by how many numbers there were. So it's 5 into 150, which is 30. So the average time spent practicing each day was 30 minutes. And now the range. So the biggest number in the list is 45. The smallest in the list was 15. The range is also 30. There are 20 pupils in Mr. Mushnick's class. Mr. Mushnick keeps a record of the number of pupils who are present on the first 4 days of the week. On each of the days all the pupils are in class. He therefore records the numbers below. 20 pupils in each of the 4 days. What is the mean, the average? Well, it's obvious, it's 20 because there are 20 in every day. All the numbers are the same. If you wanted to add them all, you would get 80. The next step would be to divide it by how many there are. So yes, indeed, 20 confirms our answer. And our range, well, the biggest take away the smallest. Biggest is 20, smallest is 20, your range is 0. Look at the 4 numbers recorded by Mr. Musnick in question 32, which was above. On the 5th day, some of the pupils from Mr. Musnick's class are absent. The range is calculated again, but this time for 5 days. Look at all the statements below. Well, if some pupils are absent, then the number of pupils in class is going to fall below 20. So our biggest number is going to be 20, and our smallest number will be something below 20, for example 18. So whatever number it is, however many pupils are absent, the range is going to increase. Just another reminder of the little rhyme to help you take note of the different terms and to understand their difference. Hey diddle diddle, the median's the middle, you add and divide for the mean. The mode is the one that appears the most, and the range is the difference between. Nuala records the levels of rainfall in millimetres in her garden each day for 6 days. Her results are shown below. So you can see the 6 numbers showing 6 days of rainfall. What is the mean? Write your answer as a decimal in the space below. Look again at the results, and what is the range? You can pause your video to work out your answers, then come back to check. So step 1 of calculating the mean is to add up all of our numbers. 4 plus that 6 gives me 10. 2, 3 and 3 give me 8, and we have to add on the 15. So 0, 8 and 5 is 13, 1 over 3 ones are 3. Then my step 2, I have to divide by how many numbers there are. So it's 6 into 33. And it did mention a decimal value, so I'm going to go into decimal numbers. 6 into 3 goes 0 times. 6 into 33 goes 5 times, with 3 left over. 6 into 30 goes 5 times again. So my answer is 5.5 millimetres. And the range, biggest value is 15, smallest value is 2. 15 take away 2. My range is 13. 5 cats each have kittens. The number of kittens which each cat has is given below. The range of the 5 numbers is 8. 7, 5, 1, 5 and an x value, an unknown value. What is the value of x? Write your answer in the space below. Well, we are told that the range, which we know is biggest take away smallest, we're told the range is 8. Well, from our list, the biggest value is 7 and the smallest is 1. But that will not give me a range of 8. That will give me a range of 6. So my x value must be the biggest value. So to get a range of 8, we need x take away the smallest value, which is 1. So something take away 1 equals 8. So my x has to be 9. Ellen measures the length of each of the 5 pencils in her pencil case. Her results, given in centimetres, are shown below. So 5 lengths of 5 different pencils. What is the mean, the average length of a pencil? Look again at the measurements, and what is the range? You can pause your video, work out your answer, and come back to see if you got it correct. Step 1 in calculating the mean, the average, is to add up all of the numbers. 15 and 15 is 30. 8 and 8 is 16. And we have to add on the 14. 0, 6 and 4 is 10. There's the 1 over. 3, 1, 1 and 1 is 6. So the total is 60. Step 2 is to divide by how many numbers there are, and there are 5 of them. 5 and the 6 goes once, 1 over. 5 and the 10 goes 2. So the mean, the average of those lengths of pencils is 12 centimeters. And the second bit of our question is the range. The biggest number is 15, smallest number is 8, so your range is 7.